day everyone, I am Marian Esguerra from 3CRIA2-4 of Pinma Arroyo University from College of Criminal Justice Education. This is presented to Dr. Elenita G. Cuenca, and this is entitled as Arson, wherein I will discuss the nature of arson as a crime, the motives or reasons for arson, and explain how these motives were used in criminal investigation. The fire triangle and its components, collection of arson evidence, and the two elements of the alleged arson in prosecution. The objectives I should meet are define and describe the crime of arson and describe and explain the fire triangle. And now let's start with arson and its nature. Arson is typically defined as the malicious burning of property. So, sinasabi dito sa arson na yung arson daw is created by setting fire caused by someone who willfully started the fire. And now, I will discuss the different motives or reasons for arson. First is the arson for profit. Ang habol ng arsonist dito is yung makagain siya. For example is yung insurance na makukuha niya pag nasunog yung bahay niya. Next is arson for spite or revenge. The only reason for arsonist is to revenge towards someone or group of people. Next is arson for excitement. Ito naman yung mga arsonist na matatawag mong bored or nagkikrave ng attention from others. Fourth is the arson for crime concealment. This kind of technique's purpose is to hide the main crime. For example, para hindi malaman na minurder ni arsonist si X is sinunog niya yung bahay ni X so that ang magiging kaso is or magiging case is arson, hindi yung murder. Fifth is the arson for vandalism. Ito naman yung mga juvenile or young criminals na nagsaset fire without any intent, usually sa ang mga target na place ng mga arson for vandalism or yung mga juvenile is yung mga schools or educational equipments. So, those 5 motives help in criminal investigation by means of knowing the real reason of arsonist. So, sa pagsaset ng fire niya in specific place, pag nalaman ng investigator yung reason is mas mapapadali yung pag-identify niya sa arsonist and yung pag-solve ng case. So, in arson, we have the so-called fire triangle, which is composed of 3 components. First is the heat, fuel, and oxygen. When someone is missing among the 3 components, the fire will not occur. So, let's talk about first in heat. Heat is the most essential part of fire. Without the heat, the fire cannot ignite and grow. Heat is usually coming from the sun. Next is the fuel. A fire needs a fuel source in order to burn. For example of fuel is yung mga fabrics, papers, woods, and chemicals like gasoline. And last is the elements of oxygen, which is also an essential component of fire. To start and continue the fire, the oxygen is needed. And we have the steps in the collection of evidence. First is the burn pattern. Ito yung mga nagiging marks ng fire. Pagka namatay yung apoy is parang magkakaroon ng mga marks. Next is the presence or absence and or condition of ignition key. So, titingnan dito kung yung susi is andun pa ba sa vehicle or what. Third is the ignition lock or the switch condition. I-check yung mga ignition lock kung nasira ba or hindi. Fourth is the accelerants in unexpected location. Ito yung mga inflammable chemicals na possible na ginamit to start the fire. And 5 is the missing accessories, components, or personal property. So, the investigator should also check kung may nawala ba na cellphone, jewelry, or money, or anything na pwedeng pakinabangan. 6 is the components that have been tampered. For example, is yung engine is binukas ng arsonist. And 7th is the evidence of forced entry. I-check din kung yung mga may possible ba na pwedeng pagpasukan ng arsonist gamit yun, na may gamit na force. 8 is the metal content in engine or transmission of lubricants. So, titignan din if may leakage sa engine transmission na possible na maging source of fire or yung kung meron bang leakage sa mga lubricants. And last is the physical damage or abuse to vehicle. Look also for physical damage of vehicle like broken windows. So, in arson, there are 2 elements of the alleged crime. which the prosecution must provide beyond a reasonable doubt. First, the fire was caused by the willful criminal act of some person. So, the prosecution must provide evidence that the fire was created intentionally. And last is the identity of defendant as the one responsible for the fire. The prosecution must identify the identity of the arsonist. That is all about arson. Again, I am Marian Isguera from 3CRI A2-4, your presenter, and this is presented to Dr. Elenita G. Cuenca. And the objectives I met are define and describe the crime of arson and describe and explain the fire triangle. Thank you and God bless.
Kick.